What's going on, everyone? My name is Potato, and today I've got a very cool Grand Theft Auto video, possibly the start to a new series, which I will explain further in just a few moments. But I kind of got this idea from Chaos Silencer and his top 5, top 10 Call of Duty series, and I looked around and I couldn't find anyone that has done this and made a GTA edition of it. So I thought it'd be very cool to try it out and see how it goes over and overall how you guys enjoy it, because I personally think this is a very cool thing. And you know, I don't really have any established series on my channel, and I'm not going for that, but it's something that I find myself entertaining, and if I find it entertaining, I want to share it with you guys, and hopefully you will find it just as entertaining or even better than what I see in it. So today I'm going to be doing the top 5 best characters of the GTA 3D era, which is games ranging from GTA 3 up into San Andreas, all those games in between. There's 5 of them, and I'm going to be going over those, and I'm going to be going in the order that these games came out. I'm not biased in any way, shape, or form by this, so I want to hear your guys' opinions and thoughts down in the comments. Let me know, what character do you think is the best out of the GTA 3D era. So before we get started, as always though, I'd like to highly encourage you guys to leave a like and subscribe, and let's shoot for something crazy like 200 likes for this video, and if we can hit that, I will make this a series. That's a promise, so pinky promise to you guys for that. Don't forget to follow me on Google+, follow me on Twitter, as always those links are down below, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the video. Alright, so starting things off with Claude, the silent protagonist of GTA 3. Now, contrary to popular belief, a lot of people think that the protagonist of GTA 2, Claude Speed, is this same guy in GTA 3. That's not true whatsoever, because that is part of the 2D universe, GTA 1 and 2, and GTA 3 is part of the 3D universe, and as we all know, Rockstar divided them up, so these guys are two completely different people, not the same guys. Just two different guys with the same name. So Claude, as I mentioned, is the silent protagonist of GTA 3. Doesn't say a whole word throughout the whole game, which is very cool. And I'm reading the description here, and it says pretty much nothing is known about his life before 1992. And they say 1992 because Claude appeared in GTA San Andreas in a short little scene where I'm guessing he's from the West Coast, and he left with Catalina and went to Liberty City, and then 10 years later or whatever, that's when we meet Claude and play as him in Grand Theft Auto 3. So that's just about it for Claude. He's just a silent badass, which I think is very cool, and I like to compare him to my GTA Online character. You know, he's pretty much what you make of him, and he doesn't say a word the whole time. So that's it for Claude. Alright, now, so moving on to GTA Vice City, we got Tommy Vercetti, the man. This guy is freaking cool. He comes, or I believe he was released from prison or something like that, and decided, or Sonny, one of the main guys in Vice City, decided that it would be best to send Tommy to Vice City, since going back to Liberty City where all this went down probably wouldn't be the best option for him. So we're in 1986 now, and it's Miami in the 1980s. You know, you got Tommy wearing this blue floral shirt, just taking over all these drug deals, or killing all these drug dealers and stuff like that, getting betrayed, and pretty much he starts from the bottom and makes his way up to the top, and is pretty much the kingpin of Vice City. Yeah, and I said I'm not going to be biased in this video, but Tommy Vercetti is by far one of my favorite, or most favorite GTA characters of all time. I love the 80s, love Miami, love Vice City, and I love Tommy Vercetti. So that's that. Now let's move on to GTA San Andreas. Alright, so now we got the man, the myth, the legend, Carl Johnson, probably the most famous Grand Theft Auto character of all time. Basically, a little rundown about his life. I think it was in the 80s. He decided to go to Liberty City, start a new life and stuff, leave Los Santos and everything there behind, the thug life, and a few years later, in 1992 actually, his mother was mysteriously killed in a drive-by shooting, I believe it was, and he came back to go to her funeral, and he had thoughts of staying there forever. He didn't want to go back to Liberty City. He wanted to move back to Los Santos and pick up where he left off, and basically, since his brother was the leader of the local gang or whatever, the Grove Street, I think it was, he decides to stay, and he earns a spot second in command. Now, much like all the other GTA characters, he works his way, not necessarily from the bottom to the top, but throughout his journey in Los Santos, he gets betrayed by a lot of people. A lot of his close homies betray him, and stuff like that, and at the very end, he's just kind of at peace with himself, I think. So that's Carl Johnson, probably one of the most badass GTA characters and most famous characters of all time. Alright guys, so now we got Toni Cipriani, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, but he was the protagonist of GTA Liberty City Stories, one of the lesser famous GTAs that I'm sure some of you guys have never played or heard of until now, but, you know, it was one of those okay games, just wasn't promoted as much or as big as these other GTAs. Now, this game takes place 3 years prior to GTA 3, so some of the characters, including Toni Cipriani here, are in GTA 3 and some of the main, and do appear in GTA 3 as some of the main characters. Now, you could probably tell by his name that he's got that mafia-sounding name to his name. That doesn't make sense, but I think you guys get what I'm trying to say. So, basically, he was born into a mafia family, and I think he was the Leone family is who he worked for, or something like that. One of the bigger families of Liberty City in this time. So he's one of these top-notch mobsters who kind of works his way from the bottom to the top. Very cool, but I never really got too interested into this guy. So let's go ahead and go take a trip back to Vice City and see what Vice City Stories has to offer. Alright, so the same thing I said about Liberty City Stories basically implies here with Vice City Stories, just one of those lesser promoted Rockstar games that was still fun, but not really many people knew about. So, the main character of this game is Victor Vance. Now, Victor Vance is the cousin of the notorious Lance Vance from GTA Vice City, which takes place 2 years after Vice City Stories here. So, it starts out with Victor Vance signing up for the Army, the military, whatever you want to call it, and basically his sergeant, commander, or whatever you want to call him, starts having Vance do a lot of favors for him, a lot of dirty work and stuff like that. And I think just to get paid, he has him get him some drugs and different things like that. So Vance does this, and then his commander betrays him, gets him kicked out of the army. Like, what's up with that noise, son? So he gets kicked out of the army, and in the article I'm reading here, quote unquote, after this he becomes basically a central figure in Vice City's underworld. So basically, to sum that up, he becomes a drug kingpin, and that ultimately leads to his demise 2 years later in GTA Vice City, which I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, even though the game has been out almost 10 years now, but still don't want to spoil anything. So that's just about it for this episode, and I'm not even sure what to call the series yet, but this top 5 best characters of the GTA 3D era. If you guys did enjoy, like I said, I think shooting for over 200 likes on this video would be freaking amazing. I promise you guys, if we can do that, I will make this a whole series. And I'll do the HD era, including characters like Nico Bellic, GTA 5 characters and stuff like that. Maybe even the best characters of all time in GTA. So, if you guys could leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Google+, follow me on Twitter. Those links are down below. And that's just about it for this episode. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later. Peace.